Modern humans eat more frequently than at any point in history, not necessarily more food, but far fewer breaks from it. Breakfast blends into snacks, lunch overlaps with coffee, and dinner stretches into late-night calories. From early morning until sleep, the digestive system remains active. The body is rarely allowed to fully disengage from processing energy. This constant intake keeps metabolic pathways switched permanently on. Insulin rises repeatedly throughout the day, directing nutrients into storage and immediate use. What rarely happens is a full metabolic pause, time for repair, recalibration, and internal housekeeping. Intermittent fasting did not emerge as a trend or a challenge. It emerged as a response to this hidden biological overload. At its core, fasting is not about restriction or deprivation. It is about restoring a rhythm the human body evolved to depend on. Understanding that rhythm is where the real story begins. Every time food enters the body, a precise biological sequence begins. Digestion activates almost immediately, triggering hormonal signals that tell cells how to respond. One of the most important of these signals is insulin. As insulin rises, it instructs the body to move nutrients out of the bloodstream and into tissues for use or storage. In this fed state, the body prioritizes handling incoming energy. Stored fuel remains largely untouched. This is not a flaw, it is how human metabolism is designed to function after eating. The problem emerges when eating happens repeatedly throughout the day. Insulin remains elevated, rarely returning to baseline. Without time spent in a low insulin state, the body loses metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch smoothly between using incoming fuel and stored energy. Intermittent fasting introduces intentional gaps between meals. During these gaps, insulin levels decline, allowing alternative metabolic pathways to reactivate. As this shift occurs, the body gradually begins accessing stored energy. Fat-derived fuels become more prominent, and cellular maintenance processes increase in activity. This transition is not extreme or unnatural. It reflects a metabolic rhythm shaped by human evolution, periods of nourishment followed by periods of internal rest. Intermittent fasting is often misunderstood. It is frequently described as starvation, punishment, or metabolic stress. These assumptions come from confusing short-term discomfort with biological harm. In reality, the human body is designed to tolerate periods without food. Hunger signals do not represent damage, they represent communication. Another common mistake is treating fasting as a shortcut. When fasting is used to compensate for poor nutrition, inadequate sleep, or chronic stress, its benefits diminish. Fasting does not override basic physiological needs. It operates within them. Without sufficient nutrients, recovery suffers. Without rest, adaptation slows. Some people also push fasting to extremes, extending durations without considering context or individual variability. Biology does not reward extremes. It responds to consistency and alignment. When intermittent fasting is misunderstood as a test of discipline, it becomes counterproductive. When it is understood as a biological tool, it becomes precise, flexible, and sustainable. Intermittent fasting does not replace nutrition. It changes when nutrition is delivered. The quality of food consumed during eating windows plays a decisive role in how the body responds to fasting. Proteins support tissue maintenance, carbohydrates replenish energy demands, and fats provide longer-lasting fuel. Micronutrients regulate cellular signaling, repair, and metabolic coordination. Supplements are often discussed in the context of fasting, but they do not make fasting effective. Their role is supportive, not foundational. When deficiencies exist, adaptation becomes harder. When nutritional needs are met through whole foods, supplementation becomes secondary. Training introduces another layer of interaction. Physical activity increases energy demand and alters how the body uses fuel. In some cases, training during a fasted state enhances fat utilization. In others, it increases recovery requirements. There is no universal rule. Fasting, nutrition, and training function best when they are coordinated, not treated as separate strategies. Scientific research on intermittent fasting does not tell a dramatic story. It tells a careful one. Across controlled studies, researchers observe changes in how the body regulates energy, responds to insulin, and switches between fuel sources. In some individuals, fasting improves metabolic efficiency. In others, it produces no meaningful difference. Outcomes depend heavily on context. Sleep quality, stress levels, baseline health, and overall diet shape how the body responds. Fasting does not compensate for chronic sleep loss, high stress, or inadequate nutrition. It operates within the broader system of human physiology. Most importantly, science does not position intermittent fasting as superior to other dietary patterns. It presents fasting as an alternative structure, one that may support metabolic health for some people under specific conditions. The evidence emphasizes variability, not universality. When intermittent fasting is first introduced, the body reacts quickly. Hunger appears at familiar eating times, energy levels fluctuate, and attention becomes drawn to internal cues that were previously ignored. These early responses are not signs of damage. They are signals of transition, as the body adjusts to a new pattern of intake. Over time, these signals often soften. Hunger becomes more predictable. Energy stabilizes. The body learns when fuel is expected and when internal reserves are available. This adaptation, however, is not automatic. It depends on consistency, sleep, and adequate nutrition during eating periods. Long-term effects are shaped less by fasting duration and more by sustainability. Approaches that interfere with recovery, disrupt sleep, or increase psychological stress lose their value over time. The body adapts best to strategies it can maintain without strain. Biology favors balance over intensity. The human body is not static. It is adaptive by design. When intermittent fasting is practiced consistently and without excess, the body begins to recalibrate its internal signals. Hormones involved in hunger, energy use, and storage adjust their timing and intensity. This recalibration does not happen overnight. It unfolds gradually, responding to patterns rather than isolated actions. One of the most significant changes is an improvement in metabolic flexibility, the ability to transition smoothly between fed and fasted states. Instead of relying exclusively on incoming food, the body becomes more efficient at accessing stored energy when needed. This flexibility reduces metabolic strain and improves resilience to changes in routine. Adaptation is also influenced by circadian rhythms. When fasting aligns with natural sleep-awake cycles, the body coordinates digestion, repair, and energy use more efficiently. Late-night eating and irregular schedules interfere with this process. The body adapts best when fasting supports, not disrupts, its internal clock. The goal is not to force adaptation, but to allow it to emerge through alignment. Intermittent fasting is not a shortcut, and it is not a solution in isolation. It does not replace nutrition, movement, or sleep. What it offers is structure, a way to create intentional space in a modern environment defined by constant availability. The body does not respond to fasting because it is extreme, but because it restores contrast between feeding and rest. When used thoughtfully, intermittent fasting can support metabolic flexibility, align energy use with biological rhythms, and reduce unnecessary metabolic noise. Its value lies not in restriction, but in timing. Not in control, but in cooperation with the body's existing systems. The most important takeaway is this: fasting works best when it is quiet, when it is consistent, moderate, and adapted to the individual. The goal is not to eat less forever, but to eat with awareness of time. In that awareness, the body is given space to do what it has always known how to do: adjust, repair, and maintain balance.